Hello students, in today's class we will be discussing about the general methods of preparation of alkenes. So our first method is from unsaturated hydrocarbon. When we say unsaturated, that means the one which is having a double or what? Double or triple bond. Double bonded means it is our alkene, and when we are saying triple bonded, it means what? It is our alkyne. So in this case we will be discussing how alkene can be converted into alkene or alkyne can be converted into alkene. So our first method of preparation is by reduction. So what do you mean by reduction? Here addition of hydrogen is taking place. So you can see here, since addition of hydrogen is taking place, we have already discussed in the addition reaction. It is known as what? It is known as hydrogenation, since hydrogen is being added. So here you can see that here the breaking of pi bond takes place, and thus the H2 molecule adds to these two carbon, and thus we are getting the alkene. Now this reaction takes place in the presence of a catalyst like nickel, palladium or platinum. So since it takes place in the presence of a catalyst, it is also known as catalytic hydrogenation. Now similarly, if we are taking the case of an alkyne, here the alkyne that we have taken is what? It is ethyne. So we are taking 2 moles of hydrogen. Why we are taking 2 moles? First, if we are taking 1 mole of hydrogen, in the first case, in the presence of any one of the above catalysts, we will be getting what? We will be getting an alkene. So again we are taking another mole of hydrogen in the presence of any of the above catalyst, and thus we will be getting the alkene. Now this reduction reaction, why we are calling it as a reduction? Because an alkene or an alkyne, or we can say that an unsaturated hydrocarbon is being reduced to a saturated hydrocarbon. It is getting reduced. Now this reduction reaction, in which an alkene or an alkyne in the presence of a catalyst is getting converted to alkene, is a name reaction, and it is also known by the name Sabatier-Sanderson's reaction. This reduction reaction is also known by the name what? Sabatier-Sanderson's reaction. Now one more thing that you have to remember is, when we are using nickel as a catalyst, the reaction takes place at a very high temperature, approximately 520 to 600 Kelvin. Whereas in the presence of catalyst palladium and platinum, the reaction takes place at room temperature. So our first method of preparation from unsaturated hydrocarbon is by reduction. Now moving on to our second method of preparation, it is again reduction, but here we are reducing the compound from alkyl halide. From alkyl halide we are getting an alkane. Now what do you mean by an alkyl halide? For example, if one of the hydrogen atom is being replaced by a halogen, so one hydrogen removed, so we will be getting CH3, and in place of that an halogen when substitutes, so it can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, any one of the halogen comes, then these compounds are known by the name alkyl halide. Again also here reduction is undergoing, that means what? The compound is getting reduced to alkene, and there will be presence of hydrogen. So in this case, the first reagent that we are taking is, here we have written a general formula. So the first reagent that we are taking is what? Zinc in presence of HCl will give RH. Now when a metal reacts in presence of a acid, hydrogen will be evolved as gas, and this hydrogen causes the reduction. So when Zn by HCl is taken, hydrogen is evolved as a gas and it reduces the alkyl halide to alkene. The reaction is very simple. You can see that. For example, here we have taken methyl chloride. This one is what? This one is our methyl chloride. So what happens? In this case, hydrogen will be what? Hydrogen will be evolved. We can write this hydrogen as, this hydrogen can be written as, instead of H2 we can write it as like this. This bond breaks, and this hydrogen goes and combines with this one, and thus we are getting methane, and Cl combines with hydrogen and we are getting HCl. So what will be the answer for this one? This one is our 2 carbon atoms are there. So the name of the alkyl halide is ethyl bromide. What is our halogen here? It is bromine. So ethyl bromide. In presence of zinc HCl, what will be evolved? H2 will be evolved, and it is a reduction process, means H2 will be added also. So what will be our reaction? It will be CH3 plus 1H will combine with Br. So it will be what? We will be getting ethane plus HBr. So we can say that apart from Zn and HCl, there are other reducing agents which are used for the reduction of alkyl halides. That is hydrogen in presence of palladium or platinum, hydrogen iodide in presence of red phosphorus, similarly lithium aluminium hydride or sodium borohydride. All these are examples for what? These are examples for reducing agent to reduce alkyl halides to alkane. Now let us see another type of reaction. Here this reaction is a name reaction and it is known as Wood's reaction. It is an important name reaction. Let us represent it by a general term, RX. This is an alkyl halide when reacts with sodium, 2 moles of sodium in dry ether. So here you can see that we have taken 2 moles of alkyl halide. When reacts with sodium in dry ether, we will be getting what? We will be getting a symmetrical alkene. So for convenience, we can write this one as XR. This alkyl halide can be written like this. So what will be our answer? We will be getting an alkane plus 2NaX. So here we have got an alkane. Now what is the difference here, or what is the change you can see here? Here we are getting an alkane which contains twice the number of carbon atoms present in the alkyl halide. Here in the case of RX, how many carbon atom is there? Only 1 carbon atom is there. But here we are getting an alkane which is twice the number of carbon atom. Let us understand it more clearly using an example. For example, we have taken CH3I. This is 2 moles of CH3I plus 2 moles of sodium. Or it can be written as CH3I. These 2 moles can be written as CH3I plus 2Na plus CH3I. Now what is the CH3I? It is our what alkyl halide? It is our methyl iodide. So here you can see that what is our reaction? Again we can write it as we are getting an alkane. What is that? We are getting ethane. So from methyl iodide we are getting ethane plus what? Sodium iodide. So here you can see that in both cases we are having a symmetrical alkane. Here it is a symmetrical alkane. Here it is also an symmetrical alkane. But in the case of unsymmetrical alkane, we can write it here. So what is the answer we have got here? We have got it as CH3 plus 2NaI. This is the case for what? It is the case for a symmetrical alkyl halide. Now when we are taking an unsymmetrical alkyl halide, or if we are using 2 different alkyl halides, for example, let us take the same case, methyl iodide. When react with sodium, dry ether is also there. In presence of ethyl iodide. Here you can see that the 2 alkyl halides are not symmetrical. This one is methyl iodide and this one is different. This is what? This is ethyl iodide. In presence of ether, what is that? We will be getting our answer as CH3, CH2, CH3. So in this case we have obtained 3 carbon atoms are there. We have got propane plus 2NaI. So here you can see that because the 2 alkyl halides are different, what is happening here? We are getting the product with odd number of carbon atoms. Here since we are using symmetrical alkane, we are getting even number of carbon atoms. But for the case of unsymmetrical alkane, here 1 carbon atom is there, here 2 carbon atom is there. We are getting a product with what? We are getting a product with odd number of carbon atoms. So another important point that you have to remember is that in the case of an unsymmetrical alkane, for Wood's reaction, this boiling point are very close. For an unsymmetrical alkane, the boiling point of these alkanes are very close to each other and thus they cannot be easily separated. Thus, Wood's reaction cannot be used for what? For preparing unsymmetrical alkane or to prepare alkanes containing odd number of carbon atoms. So, what is Wood's reaction? In the case of Wood's reaction, an alkyl halide, preferably we are taking bromide or iodide. It is treated with sodium. In presence of dry ethane, we get a symmetrical alkane containing twice the number of carbon atoms present in the alkyl halide. Whereas for an unsymmetrical alkane, we are getting odd number of carbon atoms and thus their boiling points are very close and they cannot be separated. Now moving on to our third type of preparation, that is from carboxylic acid. How to prepare alkanes from carboxylic acid? The very first method is decarboxylation. From the name itself it is clear. What do you mean by decarboxylation? That means it is the removal of carbon dioxide. Decarboxylation means the process of removal of CO2 from what? From a carboxylic acid is known as decarboxylation. Now let us take an example here. Here it is CH3COH. What is that? The name of the compound is acetic acid. Now when acetic acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, we know that what happens when an acid and a base react? We will be getting a salt. So our product will be what? A molecule of water will be eliminated. So what is left? CH3COO minus Na plus. We have obtained a salt. Now the obtained salt when reacts with calcium oxide, what will be our product? When it reacts with calcium oxide, this part, which part? This part, this whole part. This one goes and combines with this part and thus we will be getting this hydrogen combines with CH3 and thus we will be getting CH4 plus what is the rest? 2 moles of Na are there. So Na2CO3. What is this Na2CO3? It is our sodium carbonate. So in the decarboxylation reaction, there will be removal of CO2 and what is happening here? We are getting the alkane and sodium carbonate. Now here the reagent used is what? Sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide, which is together known as what? It is our soda lime. Another important point that you have to remember here is that the alkene formed, here you can see that the alkene formed has one carbon less than the carboxylic acid. Here you can see that in the case of carboxylic acid, how many carbons were there? 2 carbon atoms were there. But when we obtain the alkene, there is only one carbon. Let us make it more clear using this example. Here you can see that how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3. CH3, CH2, COONA. When reacts with calcium oxide, it is heated. What happens? Our product will be, it is CH3, CH3. So here 3 carbon atoms are there, but when the alkene is formed, it has 1 carbon less than the carboxylic acid. And it is known as what reaction? It is our decarboxylation reaction. Now let us move on to our second type of reaction, that is our Kolb's electrolytic method. So in this method, what is our reaction? Let us take, we are taking a salt. When it undergoes electrolysis, what do you mean by electrolysis? In presence of H2, or we can also write it as an aqueous solution, we will be getting an alkane. We will be getting CH3 plus what are our products? CO2 plus NaOH plus H2. All these are the products that we are getting in Kolb's electrolytic method. Now, what do you mean by electrolytic method? In the case of electrolytic method, we are taking a container which is filled with our salt. What is our salt here? It is our CH3CONA. I am just writing the general expression. And in this, we are dipping 2 metal electrodes. And these metal electrodes are connected to the positive and the negative terminal of our battery. The positive and negative terminal, and it is also known as what? It is anode and it is also cathode. So what happens when electricity is passed? This salt splits to what? It becomes ions, RCOO minus and Na plus. Now what happens? At anode, this anion goes and combines So at anode, where oxidation takes place, this anion goes and combines with an electron, and thus you will be getting RCH3, or you can just write it as R. You will be getting R plus what? CO2. Similarly, what happens in this method also, we are getting an alkane which has even number of carbon atoms. So in the case of Kolb's electrolysis process, what is happening? Electrolysis is taking place, and in this reaction we are taking an aqueous solution. We can either write it as water, or we can write it just an aqueous solution of what is that? Sodium, or even you can take potassium salt of carboxylic acid, which is electrolyzed. And when it is electrolyzed, we are getting alkane plus byproduct as CO2, NaOH and H2O. So all these methods, I think they are clear to you. So these are the important methods for the preparation of alkenes. Thank you.